All right. Okay, cool. All right. So we are going live right now. So we're going to wait a couple seconds. We are here with Gayatri Sarkar, a freaking amazing um, entrepreneurial business, um, living in the future, but doing things in the present. Amazing woman. So we're going to give it a little bit for other people to jump on really quickly. I'm also going to go ahead and share this. So, this is going to be nothing short but amazing, guys. This is a super amazing guest that we have here. She's also one of the investors here at Pitch. She's a venture capitalist. And we're going to give it 1 second so we can go ahead and share this out to our different options. Thank you so much for being here, Gayatri. We appreciate your time and everything like that.
No, thank you very much, Jonathan. I'm so excited to be at Pitch Investors Live, and also I'm so excited to be on the board of your company as an advisor, and especially on the mastermind. It's a great event. I'm just looking forward to it.
Oh, this is going to be nothing short but epic. And having you there is like I can't wait to have this environment that we're going to be creating for everyone and everything like that. I just cannot wait. So it's going to be so awesome. All right, so sharing this right now, and then we can go ahead and get started. Okay, so perfect. All right, so we have Gayatri Sarkar with us, everybody. So let me give you guys a synopsis of this wonderful lady that is on with us right now. She, like I said, she is nothing short but amazing. She's doing so much. And one of the things that basically she has recently done, and she is one of the managing partners of Hype Capital, correct? She is the founder of She VC, which is a network of 1,700 VC women from around the world in 46 countries. Okay, she previously has worked for the Federal Reserve. As you guys know, they're the ones that make the money tick. Okay, all around the world, especially here in the United States. Okay, so she was basically helping manage parts of some of the biggest stuff going on for the Treasury in Boston. One of the things that we connected on when we first got together was blockchain technology. So we are big believers that this is the future. We are very early, and there's so much more to come with it. We're going to go into a little few things like that. She was a physics major, basically with an MBA in operation management and behavioral finance at Harvard, okay, in Harvard, okay. She also is one of our advisors here at Pitch Investors Live. And she will be attending our mastermind next month. It is going to be one of the most epic events that has blown out of proportion in so many different ways. So she's going to be there for at least one day. She's going to try to make it to all 3 days, but of course her hectic schedule is going to allow her for whatever she can. So welcome, Gayatri, to Pitch Investors Live. We're so glad to have you here. How are you feeling today?
I feel great. I have a little bit of cold because I was traveling a lot, and yesterday I was at an event, came from New York. So yeah, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great by seeing you, and I'm feeling great being live with you, talking about Mastermind and Pitch Investors Live. Yeah, I mean, I think we need more women in the investment space, but also I want to fund more women entrepreneurs, and that's why I started She VC. It's a storytelling platform of all women VCs. I partnered with Women in VC Directory. We have 1,700 women VCs across 46 countries. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to see many women entrepreneurs, male entrepreneurs, a lot of diversity at Mastermind.
Yes. Yeah, no, love it, love it, love it. So do us a favor for those, like, I give a great intro, but can you give us a little synopsis of who it is that you are? Why is it that you're doing what you do today? And, like, what has actually drove you to do all these amazing things in the world? We would love to hear a little bit more about that for people to know who you are, Gayatri.
Yeah, sure. So I am a managing partner at Hype Capital. We are part of the world's biggest sports startup ecosystem called Hype Sports Innovation. We have 14 accelerators all over the world, including Taiwan, Australia. We just did one right now, and within a span of a week, we are doing another one in Germany. So yeah, it's the biggest. You cannot get bigger than this when it comes to sports, and I'm super excited that I'm a part of the venture arm of Hype Sports Innovations, Hype Capital. We have three partners, and investing in anything which is a technology US Foltz is one of the use cases and can transcend into other verticals. That's our focus. Also to grow the ecosystem in sports. I also sit on multiple companies board, including Pitch Investors Live. I'm so excited to be a part of Pitch because you guys have amazing investors. I'm learning so much, just being at Pitch. And also when somebody told me about Pitch, especially Alice, who connected us, and it's like, this is an amazing platform because every day it's a struggle for entrepreneur to get connected, especially with the big investors, because investors are so busy. You cannot get connected with the big shot billionaires, the multi-million dollar net worth individuals, and also the VCs. So what's the platform where you can connect from anywhere? And that's what I like about Pitch Investors Live. I also sit on other companies' board, from healthcare, renewable energy, which is in Paris, artificial intelligence, blockchain companies. And as I said, I'm the founder of SheVC, and also involved very much in multiple projects, but I'm also an advisor and part of the invention selection committee of Wilton Family Foundation sponsored, which is the Walmart family.
Woo! That's big right there. That's big. Yeah, that's amazing.
For advanced innovation. So very much involved in the deep technology investment. So any startup that will be coming at Investors Life, I will be very much interested to see if they can get investments and be a part of that platform. So there's definitely a lot of opportunities. Obviously, from my VC funds, I'm connected to so many VCs. So if my fund is not investing, there are opportunities.
So I think there we go. Okay, we're good. It just had a slight disconnect. We're good.
So where should I start? I'll just continue.
Yeah. No. That basically at the Wilton Fund, that you're definitely looking to get entrepreneurs to that next level and everything like that. So that's like super amazing. Okay, so I love it. Like, your background is amazing and everything like that. And one of the things that I want to get started off with is I want to talk a little bit about mindset, right? So you've literally done physics. You were early adopter in the blockchain space. You know what I mean? Like, you got into venture capital. You've done so much at such a young age. So like, one of my questions for you is like, what type of mindset does it take to do these things? Like, how do you do so much? And what do you think it is that these entrepreneurs, these investors, you yourself also an investor, venture capitalist, so like, what do you think it is in the mindset of someone that can accomplish so much in such a small time? Like, what can you tell entrepreneurs or investors that are looking to have a big vision to the future, to have a big impact? Like, what does it kind of take for someone to do something like that you have done already?
I think the mindset should be, you always should be open-minded and ready to learn. Learning is the key. And I look at things in two ways. One, never expect from anybody else. You should have expectation only from yourself, because that's what nobody else is going to fulfill your expectation. You can only fulfill your expectation. And number two, never compete with others. Because if you're competing with a person A, maybe you can be better than person A, but you may have opportunities to be much, much better than person A and be further addition and add more accomplishments. So you don't know what's your potential. So never try to put yourself in a box by trying to compare with someone. Always give your best. Always look out for opportunities. If there are no opportunities, build the door and open the door up. And
I love that.
I don't know. I think when I was growing up, I never thought I'll be doing what I'm doing. I thought that maybe I'll be a receptionist or something like that. Very weak. Or I wanted to be a professional tennis player. I spent a lot of my father's money, and my dad is like, you should think about. I think my coach told me you should think about doing physics because you may be good in that, or becoming an engineer or a doctor. So yeah, I went into physics, and then I was doing research in that. I joined Hewlett Packard, worked for IBM for so long as a database architect, worked for Goldman Sachs during recession period at New York. Learn a lot over there.
Wow. Especially during that period, right? Like, can you shed some light on what was going on at Goldman Sachs around that and that whole area?
I think Goldman Sachs was the only one which was doing good at that period of time. So it was definitely an eye opener. Like there are people who are showing off their wealth that they can do anything, and suddenly everything stopped. People were committing suicide. People were losing wealth. It was a very tough period, and I think it was a very tough period for America. And we have survived, and that has a lot to do with Federal Reserve Bank, a lot of things. And I never thought I'll be working at Fed. So after I left IBM, I actually started my own company. And I am an accidental entrepreneur. And I never wanted to be an entrepreneur because I know it's a very hard journey. But I had certain opportunities, and I started my company without even knowing how to start a company. So I'm trying to tell you guys, like,
That's the usual way, right? That's the usual way.
yeah,
Like a lot of these entrepreneurs, like they think they need to know so much, but like the first point of it is just starting it, doing it, right? Yeah.
you should be afraid not of failure. We should be afraid that you have failed to try. There's no shame of failure, because failure is a sweet thing. That's the stepping stone of success. If you learn, because you just eliminated one step, and you know that, hey, if I do this, I'm gonna fail. Look at like that. I think people who are successful, they have failed 1,000 times in their life. And I think that's very important. And what you do after your failure, how you pick yourself up, I think that's very important. My first startup was very, very successful, so I consider that as a luck. But my second was not successful. Hiring is the key. I hired the wrong person, and that did not work out. So yeah, you learned a lot from failure. I went into VC world, considering I was doing angel investing. I was a mentor at multiple places, and I was like, this is what I understand. Got into blockchain pretty early. So I think the mindset, coming to your question, is that you should be always ready for the opportunities that are coming at your door. I have seen many people in my life, when they are given opportunities, they are shaky. They're like, oh, I don't know what I need to do. I am not prepared. Preparation is okay. You never know if the other side, the people who are sitting on the other side, they do not know about your preparation. So you don't have to tell that. Nobody has to be at their 100%. But if whenever you get an opportunity, grab it. I think that's very important.
Yeah, yeah. Gotta grab that opportunity, guys, when it's there, because it won't be there forever, right? That's like a key point that I've learned in my life big time is that, I take these opportunities as they come and they magically are placed there for a reason, you know? So cool. So let's talk a little bit about the venture capital world, right? So what kind of got you into the venture capital world? And can you explain to everyone a little bit about the venture capital world? Because one of the things that I do understand is that there's a lot of entrepreneurs that are post revenue. They don't even know that they actually could get, VC money. And what's different from a traditional, let's just say investment, angel investor to like a VC?
Yeah, I always talk about that. Yesterday, I was a panel with a bunch of big VCs, and we were talking about this. So let me tell you, there's startups who are taking money from VCs, and there are startups who are doing amazingly well. VC money, you have to take VC money when you are planning to become a unicorn, like huge and big. VCs are nothing. They are basically money managers. We are fund managers. We are taking money from extremely rich people and making sure we are getting amazing returns. And that's one of the reasons we look out for startups that's going to give us amazing returns. So if you are that kind of a startup that doesn't want to be a small business, you should take VC money. So if you are planning to be a small business, that is the best thing about being a small business. The moment you start as a small business, your burning rate is not that high. You're always trying to be cash flow positive. And the best part about not taking VC money also is that you don't have to give up your equity. You know, my first business was a small business, and I never took VC money because I didn't need it. I was cash flow positive from day one. So there are different takes in the investment side, that what kind of money you want to take. You need to understand that how what kind of value proposition you're going to bring it to the table, to the investors also. It's not just a one-way road. When you talk to an investor, it's very important to know what you can give back to the investors beside returns. So that's what I would like to tell the entrepreneurs to understand and take a note of it. And venture capital world is very different. VCs are always, as I said, looking for unicorns, but at the same time, VCs are the most open-minded people. We are always opening up to new innovation, new ideas. What are the things that's going to change the world? So if you have an idea that's going to change the world, we would love to hear from you. But at the same time, we also like to build, actually bring down people on earth by they need to that what kind of primary market research you have done, what's the feedback that you have got from the people, because just having an amazing product is not that important. You need to have that plan, that what you're going to do with this product, what's your market take, what's the economics. I think those are the things very important. I think the third point I want to tell people is that people doesn't know about this, but we don't invest in startups by looking at the product. We invest in founders, because they are the engine of the startup, because they know how to navigate the economics, they know how to navigate the market, and that's what is very important. Many startups that has founded as a something of a product, like I'll give an example of Facebook. I always give this example because Facebook started more like a dating site, like a website, and see where Facebook is, like live. There is they know how to monetize. That day I was talking on Twitter with another VC, and we were talking about which is better, Facebook or Apple, and I was like, no, it has to be Facebook, because I don't like
Great comparison there too, right? Yeah.
yeah, Facebook knows how to monetize even if you sneeze. So that's the power of having a strong entrepreneur. And we all know the journey of Mark Zuckerberg. Everybody has seen Social Network. It's not may not be an original idea. We don't know. But the thing is that what has he done? How he has taken the company to the next level, and now they are trying to make sure they have their hands in our deep pocket through Libra. So the idea of having a startup or a company, you should know that how to pivot, how to navigate in the market, how to bring your product to your investors. I think those are the keys that we as VCs are looking for our entrepreneurs.
Yeah, no, that's amazing feedback. And I would say that's like Mark Zuckerberg wasn't just successful with some of the stuff that he did for Facebook. Like beforehand, he had built some substantial apps, and crashed servers and everything like that. So like the guy knew what he was doing. And I would definitely say one of the things that we've seen with investors and such is that they pay a lot of attention to the founders and everything like that. And understanding how to navigate the space is very important. Something that we do here, and we're doing more education at Pitch Investors Live, having amazing people like yourself, and something we will be concentrating to at the mastermind is not only bringing these people down to the ground, but building a foundation for them to understand the space, how to build these things correctly, see what VCs, institutional money, angel investors are actually looking for out in the space. So having like people like yourself, teach these things that have been there, done it successfully is so important, right? So amazing, awesome.
I want to add a few things also. People think that if there's a downturn in the market, it's not a great time to start a company, which is completely wrong. Some of the best of the companies in the world are actually built during the downturn time. Facebook actually started in 2007. So we all know, and they started money in 2008. So there I can give a list of companies that started in that kind of area and they have boomed. So market is not the thing. I will strongly suggest that if you know what you're doing, nobody can stop you. And as a company, as a fund, we have invested in multiple startups. Two of our startups that we have invested, one is very interesting name called Fun with Balls. They are in Germany and they are expanding now in US, and they have a very amazing experience of immersive wall where you can turn any wall into anything. Um, that's a great company. We have invested in another Israel company called Tokabot. There, that's an artificial intelligence sports betting company, and we did the investment with one of the biggest media company in Europe called Axel Springer. So there's a huge opportunities, through my fund, through my company. Our company Hype Sports Innovation, we just did our New York accelerator and just got over. We had the demo day and Telegram. We did it with Telegram, Tons Lab, and also with New York University and Robert Preston Tisch Institute, the Tisch family who owns the New York Giants. So we had everyone present over there, from NFL to pictures, to Washington Redskin to everyone. So people so this is, I want to say that there are opportunities from VC funds, from the people, but how you grab that opportunity, I think that's very important.
Yeah. Grab them by the horns, as they say, right? So amazing. So one subject that I've been looking into a lot more, and I've been doing a lot of research because like when I used to read about Internet 2.0 and how basically like from the dot-com bubble, I wasn't able to participate in it. I didn't know enough. I was too young. And I was like dreamed of like that next wave that came in, right? And then that's what I thought of with blockchain, right? So with blockchain technology, one of the things that I've been doing research on is like 5G technology, right? Um,
That's, yeah.
so 5G technology is supposed to be 100 times faster. Some people are even saying that our cell phones, once 5G hits cell phones, your old devices will be basically worthless. So that means things are going to speed up like crazy. So I would love to know from you, so like I'm big on technology. I love envisioning the future. And when something like this is about to hit, people are underestimating. There's all kinds of conspiracy theories out there and everything like that. When every good, there's a bad. But tell us, what do you see, okay, when we're talking blockchain tomorrow, this 5G technology, like what do you see kind of coming in the next, year or two when this 5G start to hit and things speed up?
Yeah. One thing I would love to say about, people are always looking for the next wave of technology. And you're like, what's the next big thing I'm going to invest in? If you already know what's the next big thing, there are millions of people who will be investing before you. So the idea of, this is what separates us, investors and VCs, is that we need to find what's the next big thing. When blockchain came early days and I was a part of it, I invested. I had no idea that this will be a next big wave. So you need to understand and, try to do a further research that what it is, how it is. I definitely think 5G is going to change the world. Um, as a sports investor, we don't just, it's not just the leagues and everything, it's a sports startup. That's what we invest in, from artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data, material science. The change of, I think there will be a change of ecosystem that's going to happen with the advent of 5G. And it's not just going to be one vertical or one country. It's going to be the entire world. And I feel whoever is riding that wave, it's going to be a huge winner. I think the Web 2.0 is already here, or people are already talking about it. But I think 5G is going to create Web 3.0, which we have never thought about it. Things will be very different. Um, if we think the world is at our fingertip, then we have to rethink again. I feel we are right now living in the Stone Age world, and we are going to shift when 5G comes. But I don't know when it's going to happen, because there are a lot of, bottlenecks. People are working on it. Um, I'm hoping to see the real 5G, coming out sooner than, what it seems right now. Because right now there's a lot of talk about 5G, and I don't think so. There's people are working on 5G, and I don't think they are like real 5Gs. But once that comes, we will see. Um, it will be a big enabler, especially for the startups, because they are agile. They can adapt very quickly compared to a legacy, company like Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook. They're all legacy companies. For them, in order to update themselves, they have to go through like 500 changes, thousands updates, millions of, work iterations, which is not the same as startups. When in a startup world, you basically work with 5 or 10 people, and you're like zoom, zoom, zoom. So you basically have an advantage as a startup compared to the legacy techs. So I will definitely think and suggest startups to take that advantage when it comes, and also prepare yourself for the next big thing.
Yeah. One of the things that happened, so like one of the examples that I saw that I couldn't believe is that in 2007 is when the iPhone was released, right? I believe it was 2007. They did it right before the rollout of 3G. When that happened, about 10 months later to a year, they rolled out the iPhone with the 3G technology. They sold 7 to 8 times the amount of iPhones. Okay. So now with 5G coming out, they're going to spend $2.7 trillion. Okay. This is not a joke. You can find it online. $2.7 trillion of infrastructure around the world are. And what has happened in the past, a lot of this technology has literally been ready, been waiting for this technology to come out to basically speed things up. I mean, even to this day, we see, there's technical difficulties on Facebook and then streaming at 100 times the speed. We're not going to have these issues anymore right on our cell phones. So it's amazing. So tell us what you think. I mean, is this going to have an effect in the blockchain world? Because a lot of people are saying that blockchain is basically not fast enough. It hasn't got there. We say that things are going to happen. Do you believe there could be effect with 5G and blockchain? And what do you see happening in the blockchain space coming up? Because we've had major changes this last year and a half.
Yeah, I think blockchain had multiple problems. One was the interoperability and the scalability was an issue. Processing power is a huge issue. I think Ethereum processes like 7 or 8 transactions per second or something like that. I'm not sure. But blockchain, Bitcoin is similar like that. I think US is trying its level best to speed up, and we can see there's definitely a little bit of you know things have slowed down in the blockchain world compared to 2017. But I think with 5G there can be more opportunities. It is very surprising actually at our accelerator event. One person was actually giving a presentation what's going to happen to blockchain with 5G, but I definitely think blockchain also needs to improve its infrastructure in order to get on 5G. Oops.
Yeah.
Through my paper. So I think blockchain and 5G is the perfect combination, but I think the developers are also working hard. They are some of the smartest developers I see, and I really want some more developers to come into this space. We are actually in shortage of developers when it comes to tech world, and we will be moving into a world where everyone will be coding. It's just like getting up, going to the bathroom, brushing your teeth. It will be that easy and simple. Like remember when internet came, you have to be a DOS command writer or blah blah blah, and you have to know a bunch of codes. And now the grandmas are also on Facebook. Nobody needs to know a code. You just have to click, click, click.
Yes.
So I think that's the future. Blockchain, what we see today is all this. You need to have a wallet. You need to know the keys. Who remembers keys? I mean, people doesn't able to. I was unable to remember my password right now. So exactly. I mean, we are so in our world and we live in a world of instant gratification. I think what we need to figure it out is like, what's the easy access that we can give it to the users, that the user satisfaction is great. And I think that's one of the things many of the blockchain people are working on, where users can um, work with a classy interface where they don't have to worry about private keys, public keys. That needs to be taken care at the back end by the developers, by the company. No one should be worrying about it. But at the same time, I also feel like that blockchain is an opportunity for many of the unbanked to get into the system. Also, blockchain is an opportunity to take care of some of the weird things that we have in the financial world, which is transacting. If I'm sending you $5 to Florida, I don't have to worry. But if I have to send $5 or whatever the money to India, it's a huge trouble.
Yeah.
So I think there are some problems I think blockchain can definitely solve, and it has great use cases. Like especially in as a sports VC, in esports, it has a very great use cases. Like people can get their money through smart contracts very fast, especially the esports gamers. Otherwise, it takes tons of time to validate that are you the winner, even if you are, and then it takes tons of time to make sure that the processing of the payment is being done. Payment processing is one big issue, but also I feel we will get into a world of digital collectible, and have been a huge proponent, and I'm wherever I go I talk about digital collectibles. I think we will live in a world, at least my children will be able to live in a world where they can trade commodities, especially like paintings or Kobe Bryant jersey, some of the important commodities. It's like not it will not be owned by one single person. There will be multiple owners, and it will be traded just like a Wall Street trader. And I see that as a $200 billion industry. So there can be opportunities that we can tokenize certain things. There will be tokenization. Actually, it's already happening. AS
Mhm.
Rome is trying to do the fan engagement tokenization. A lot of soccer clubs are actually far ahead when it comes to blockchain compared to US market. And I
Mhm.
come from a company which is based in Israel, and we have strong base in Europe. So that gives us a huge access to what's happening in Europe and outside the US. I think blockchain's pushing the world very fast, but somehow with the rules and regulations in US, we haven't been able to adopt things that.
Yeah. And it slows it down big time, and that's why you see there has been a lot of companies just wanting to do things overseas because there's a stifling of technology, but there is obviously they're doing things to protect. But one of the things that's missing is education, right? So a lot of the politicians, regulators just don't have the education, and I'm hoping also we all are that some younger, more astute, and the ones that are actually willing to learn more about this new technology because that it's going to put the U.S. behind. It really could put the U.S. behind when they're allowing these big companies to start being placed in other places. So that's amazing. So one of the things I definitely
Yeah.
admire.
I don't know whether they will put the US behind, but they're definitely trying to embrace technology and trying to put US behind. But at the same time, they're also looking at US like what US gonna do about regulation, and they're gonna follow the suit. And I feel like we as technologists, as investors, we want the regulation to be simple so that more companies stay. We don't want companies to go to Cayman Islands in Europe. It's not good for our economy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, amen to that. So one of the things that I definitely admire about you, Gayatri, is that you have a very strong presence and your network is amazing. You're an amazing networker. And I have to say that I believe that is one of the reasons why you've had such great success. So I believe that's a very important one. So when it comes to these masterminds, right? So we have this mastermind when we came up with it with Kevin and we figured out it was going to be more of a small, intimate mastermind. Ended up blowing up out of proportion. We got Grant Cardone. We just upgraded our venue to the Faena, which is I'm talking about a top-notch hotel. We ended up getting the penthouse, which is the largest penthouse. I don't even know if we've told you this yet, but this just happened. We closed down the largest penthouse in North America from what they told us, 14,000 square feet, and it is amazing. You know what I mean? So like we're putting together these crazy high-level people. And tell us a little bit about what you believe, what the power of the mastermind is. And a quick question that I'd love to know, did you ever read any of Napoleon Hill's books or Think and Grow Rich or anything like that? Have you ever heard of that book, the Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill?
What's the name of the book?
So one of the most famous books out there right now is called Think and Grow Rich.
Oh,
And it's by Napoleon Hill. And in one of the chapters, it talks about the power of the mastermind. So I want to hear your thoughts on this, right? So the power of the mastermind is when two or more people gather for a common goal and something amazing happens that is far larger than if you try to do it by yourself. So you being like a networking queen, like you are so connected, you're so many, your Rolodex is ridiculous. Tell us like what is the power of that when you gather with these people in intimate settings? What type of stuff happens in these type of environments, and how is it that you're so good at this? What do you do?
so I love the fact that the mastermind that Pitch is putting, it's a close and intimate event, because I feel if you are having like a conference of millions of people, it's easy to get lost. You do not get the value that you need. You want to have that one-on-one mentorship. You need to have that close relationship that you want to build with your mentor or the investors that are there. Sometimes you may not get the money, but you may get the access to the network. And the power of network is huge. Unfortunately, I did not read the book, but I believe in I believe in I do not believe in network effects. I believe in building relationship. I think that's very, very important. If people think about when they're going to come to the Pitch Investors Live mastermind, having Kevin Harrington, having Grant Cardone, having Reese Jones,
Yeah.
having people like us, I think it gives a huge access not only to us but also to the power of the people that they are connected with. So, and we are here to help the startups, because that's what we are doing for the past few years, for several decades. Many people like Kevin and Reese and Grant, and I think the opportunity is that how you can try to capitalize on that opportunity, try to build the value proposition. If there's someone, if I'm talking to Grant Cardone and I'm a startup, he has everything in the world. So what are you going to give it to him? Like, He has private jets, he has everything. You as a startup need to find out, like, okay, what kind of value proposition that you have for a grant that grant will love it. And that's the power of storytelling. You need to be a great storyteller to come and tell people what's so great about you that anyone would like to invest in you. That's one. What's so great about you that anybody would like to be a part of your journey. Okay. And I think while growing up, my mom always told us that, and I think everybody's mom has told them this thing, that very important. You're known by not just who you are, you're known by whom you're associated with. So it's very important to have great friends. It's very important to have great associates. I think they actually help you to be where you are. If you have great connections, you never know what's going to happen to you. So that's, I think, very important. When you are attending these sessions, you have access to the billionaires network. You have access to the some of the biggest people in the world, and people need to find out, okay, how do I capitalize it? And it's not a conference, so it's not like Grant Cardone will be there or Kevin is there and you're like, hi Kevin, and then it's gone. You will be spending that time, quality time with them, having that close relationship that you can build up in this 3 days of time. And I think that's enough. It's That's why I like about Mastermind, because when people ask me to come to a conference, I'm like, you know what, I don't attend conference. I literally, I don't have time. I only attend those conferences where I'm speaking, because they ask me to talk. I just speak and I leave. I do not get a chance to network because people are very busy. I do not have time. Like yesterday, I went to an event. I was there. There's a multi-billion-dollar uh, company was there. So their asset under management is unlimited. They just invested $4 billion in.
Wow.
So they came to meet me and I was talking to them and we were discussing about multiple things. And after that, we just left. So people doesn't have time to interact. Nobody has time. So if people like Kevin, Grant, others, including me, and it was actually my son's birthday and I'm taking that time out from my busy schedule and trying to make it at Mastermind, you better be very, very immersive in that kind of environment and trying to take the most of it. And I think that's the power of network. Build that relationship with people, because as I said, that sometimes it has happened to me many times and people doesn't know there are people who are there to help you. Sometimes people think that, oh, I can target only one investor, one person. There are opportunities that sometimes it comes from strangers. You never know who is connected where, and especially in Mastermind, when you have so much of billion-dollar wealth that is totally connected in one place. That is amazing. And yeah, Laurel will also be there. So there's
Yes.
like so many women investors, so many women enablers. I consider myself as an enabler, as a facilitator. We are just here not only to write a check, we are just here to build your business. And I think that's very important.
Yeah, no, amen. I love the way that you put it in. Like that really is the power. At times things tend to get faster, especially where you're dealing with people that have a lot going on. You know what I mean? That their time is extremely valuable. Being able to have a little bit of that time and entering into that network has like an unbelievable amount of value. You know what I mean? Unbelievable. You and I talk about all the different people out there, and the connections that we have and everything like that. Obviously, we share our Rolodex with each other, which is important. And that's why, like, for me, definitely masterminds have changed my life, So I've spent a considerable amount of money to go to these things, you know what I mean? Now I get invited to stuff, but I still spend lots of money. And I can't even say that I know a lot of successful people that do not attend high level masterminds. Almost all my friends do. And then they get into these close knit environments where they're making big moves, because these are the people that are the mover and shakers that you're not going to have that opportunity to do so. So, that's one of the reasons we created this, to basically give that opportunity. Anyone that has not attended a mastermind, you guys have to go.
Yeah.
Regardless if it's ours or another one, it's like that close proximity. So let's talk about really quick, like the Rolodex, right? So like, you have a nice, vast Rolodex. Like what does that facilitate in the VC world, for the entrepreneurs and stuff like that? Like having a big Rolodex of people that they could just call, like if I have an issue with something or something, I can literally just give you a call, send you a text, do this with the other ones. You have a very vast Rolodex. So like what advantages does that actually do to you? Like what does that do for you, Gayatri?
So first I'll take what advantage that does for startups. So we VCs are always talking about deal flows. Okay, we are like, hey, there's a deal that came. What do you think about it? So if there's a startup that is pitching us, you're not just pitching us, you're pitching to many other VCs. VCs talk to each other. We are always doing that. So deal flows are always shared. We talk about this. Like recently, I'm looking at a deal which is $100 million net worth company, which is very close to NFL, and you're like, okay, what's up? Today I just spoke with a big investment bank. They are pushing this deal. Aaron Rodgers, you name it, Julian Edelman, they all have invested in that. So we're like, okay, can we do this, or whether we shouldn't do this deal? So deal flows are always flowing around. So that's the best thing that startups get through us. If you are connected to any of our network, you will be passed along among multiple VCs. And if we think there's a fit, if you are a startup who is working maybe in healthcare, I do not invest in healthcare from my VC fund, but I know tons of healthcare VC who invest in healthcare. So that's the access that you get. And I think this kind of, now coming back to your question, what does it do to you? For me, it's all about information. It's all about learning. I feel like that we're always trying to learn new things from startups, because some days startups come up with some very weird innovation and we're like, are you sure? I mean, what is then we when we hear about that, I'm like, wow, this is okay. My cell phone just
We're back. We're excited here. It's like,
so I think then yeah, my cell phone got very excited hearing new deals, and I think this is the opportunities that all the startups kind of get, and I get the opportunity to learn new things, new economics. Sometimes you never know which startup, which entrepreneur is doing new things, and we VCs, we investors are always talking to each other. We go to these events, we talk to each other. It's like, hey, there's a deal flow. Hey, this company is raising $20 million. What do you think about this company? So investors are always talking. So it's very important that you build that Rolodex, and also cashing on other investors Rolodex who's attending that event is very important. Also take the feedback acceptance and feedback surveys. These are very, very important, not only just for your startup, but for your life also.
yeah, no, amazing, amazing. All right, so leave us some last words. We've hit our timeline, right? So leave us some words, okay, to entrepreneurs, startups, inventors, visionaries of the future. Like give them one last bit of information, knowledge, a golden nugget that they can take and get some great value of all the experience that you've had. You share with us, Gayatri.
Yeah, I mean, some of the thing that I would love to share with a startup is how to storytell and fundraise. I think fundraising is very, very important. That's one. I'm also going to share the journeys of how do you go from a pre-seed, pre-accelerator, an idea phase, to scale your company's Series B, Series C. Number three, I'm also definitely going to talk about the power of network, that how you can network with people and build relationship. Okay, I think that's very, very important. And number four, I'm definitely interested to talk about mental health of this startup founders. We
Mhm.
don't talk about this a lot, because when you start up, you're an entrepreneur, you're basically very, very much in a box, because every day you get to hear stories. This startup is raising $50 million. This startup is raising $10 million, and you're like, am I the only one who is not raising? Because the world is filled with information, and you don't know the founder who just raised $50 million, he may be feeling crap about himself or herself, because there's a lot of struggle. And I think this is very important. As a startup, you need to talk to other entrepreneurs and see what's their journey. It's very, very important to take your mental health seriously, not to feel that you're alone in this journey. So share, vent, and also at the same time take yourself, um, not for granted, but respect, have much more gratification. I think those are very, very important. So I'm going to share a lot of things that I do as a mentor, being on multiple companies board. And I think these are important if you're trying to scale your startup from very, very early stage to the next big thing.
Yeah, no, amazing, amazing. I can't wait for the event. You know, this is going to be totally amazing. You just dropped a whole bunch of knowledge. Super amazing, Gayatri. It was amazing having you here. Can't wait to see you in October. And we greatly appreciate you being here at Pitch Investors Live. We have a lot of gratitude towards you. You're amazing, doing big things, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. So thank you for being here, and we'll chat soon. Thank you.